A guest today in Skype 2, Don Atreides. How you doing, Don?
Good. How's it going?
He's a current one. He has about, I believe, 10 world records. Twin Galaxies database. We'll talk to him in a little bit. Actually, I don't know if you're going to be able to read it. I'll read all the records because I don't know if you're going to see him in the little Skype window.
Right.
So that's what we're here to do, and I'm just going to jump right into that so we can start talking to Don. So we got some world records to announce. Congratulations to Philip Ryder of Santa Cruz, California, on the Xbox 360 Live Pinball Arcade. If you haven't played it on Xbox, PlayStation 3, 4, Xbox 360, PC, Mac, it's a great game to play the old pinballs that you love to play. 4,321,344, 840 points for, I think, the best pinball table on that game. The Bride of Pinbot. If any of you haven't played it, it's really fun to try to get the 1 billion point shot, and everything else is maybe 500,000, thousands. You're really just trying to get that billion shot, and you can take a look at the video. Congratulations to him. He's been sending a few other ones on the Pinball Arcade. A face that I think we'll see a lot around here. Congratulations to Jesse Porter of Roscoe, Texas. World record on Sega Genesis for Shadow Blasters. 236,500 points. Looks like a really cool game. That's what I love about this new adjudication system, is we get to see some games that you may have never experienced before. You can check out some footage. I know that's what YouTube's for.
Jesse had a lot of great records so far, and I thought it was really funny. It was a recent record. I don't know if it's gone through yet or not, but he had someone helping him videotape, and the VHS footage cut off at 2 hours, and the person with him grabbed the camera and just ran up to the television to get the footage. What was he playing? It was Star Wars. Star Wars on the Super NES, I believe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really, if you haven't seen it, it's really worth, one, it's a really difficult game, and two, is that it was just a really kind of a funny ending. I'm sure it wasn't funny to him at the time, but in retrospect, it was kind of neat to see. There's like teamwork there, to get it done.
I know that's one of the from the, we have when we had referees for Twin Galaxies, some of the, part of the joy of going for world records is seeing those, or hearing those moments, more or less hearing them than seeing them, just how people react to their gameplay and stuff like that. Like, I know people like the way me and Nick record my records, or it's just, it's the fun of playing video games still, but proving to go for a world record.
Right.
Oh, congratulations to Mark Edwards from South Australia. I think it's more of a inaugural world record on Action in New York. 38,160 points. I didn't throw up his score. I'm just going to throw it up full screen right now. He sent me a picture of his game room. That just looks like paradise. I mean, there's a big ping pong table, and I could replace that with maybe a few pinball games. But that's one pretty cool little game room he has there.
One interesting thing about that record is that is the first record that has been approved on the EverDrive, which is the emulation system. I shouldn't say emulation. It's not actually emulating. It is just it's like a flash card, basically, like the old 2600 and ColecoVision cards. This is the first one on the NES. So ushering in a new era for Twin Galaxies, which I have some reservations about it, but I think ultimately it's a good thing because it will increase competition on those like Little Samson, for example, or what's it called, Zombie Nation. Hard to get a hold of titles, very expensive. This opens it up, which increases competition, which in my opinion is a very good thing.
Oh yeah, so we'll talk about that here in a little bit. It's very cool. I know if Glenn was here, he'd be so excited to talk about that and see the evolving of Twin Galaxies. I know that's his big thing. We'll get through this. Congratulations to Jared Oswald of Saxton, Pennsylvania. Another Sega Genesis, Vector Man 2. I know that's what Jesse had the world record on before on Vector Man 1. Fastest completion, 54 minutes and 40 seconds. Congratulations to him, a very frequent submitter. Congratulations to Rudy Ferretti of Las Vegas, Nevada. Super Nintendo, Super Championship Boxing, fastest KO or TKO, 1 minute and 46 seconds.
Also, that was a really good one to. Sorry, that was a really good one to watch. The timing on it is very confusing. You have to kind of reverse engineer the timing on it, but he did a really good job.
Yeah, I want him to see if what I like. I wish some people might play Vander Holyfields for Sega Genesis. That's one of my favorite boxing games.
Punch Out.
Oh yeah, but we'll get to that. I got it coming up here.
Oh, we do. Okay, good.
Congratulations to Matthew Felix of Merced, California. Super Smash Brothers, one of the many tracks, which we could get into about record dilution later, but it's an amazing score for him, 15.88 seconds using Link on the target smash. It has actually a sweet score. It was very entertaining, and I love watching the short world records. I know many of you out there are like, yeah, quick submission points, but the record counts. Oh, you want to read this one or no?
I can't see it. There's a delay for me. So.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations to you, Don, on the fastest.
Oh, me. Hey.
For
awesome.
Shinobi, it's 10 minutes and 17 seconds. Is that also the point score that we read a few weeks ago, or no?
Yeah, Shinobi points was the other one. Actually, to be honest, the speed run was a lot easier than the points run.
Oh, okay. It's not the same score, right, as we see on the screen. Right? Okay.
No. Yeah, you have to get past all the bonus levels. You skip all the bonus levels, of course, in the speed run, except one, which is really hard to avoid. And although actually, yeah. So it's 10 minutes and 17 seconds. That's right.
Congratulations to Fred Bugman. Welcome back to him. He's a very frequent submitter in the old days on PlayStation 2, Pac-Man, World Rally, Time Trial Mode, Cherry Cup, Cloud Garden, fastest lap, 26 seconds and 92. That actually kind of looked like a fun game to me. I don't know if I'm going to go find it, but pretty cool. A guest scheduled to be on our show in 2 weeks. Congratulations to Mason Kramer of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for a new world record of 7,213,420 points on Super Mario Bros. 3 extreme settings. And for those of you who don't know what extreme settings mean, you can pretty much there's some special rules, but you're trying to maximize as many points as you can. One life only. Don't screw up. Max them out and try to max out as many points as you can have. And it's a very long video, but it is very exciting or I don't want to say exciting, very cool to see some techniques that I haven't seen in the past for myself personally, but he commentates through the whole game about what he's doing. So imagine if he wasn't doing that, if he could have pushed the score a little bit higher, if he wasn't constantly talking to the crowd, I guess, at that point. But it was very cool. He plans to be on our show in 2 weeks, which will be the 27th of February. So tune in to that, settle it on the screen. Like I said, we're getting back to interviewing these great players. And you can check out his, I think, 5 to 6 hour run on the website as well.
That's a very, very prestigious record as well. Super Mario Bros. 3, extremely popular game. A lot of people consider it the best of the Mario games. I would disagree, but I think a lot of people do. So getting that score is tremendous.
It's an argument between 3 and Mario World. I mean,
I'm a Mario World guy. I got to go with Mario World. But then of the first 3, I like the second one the best, which I know is blasphemy. So.
Well, the second one's good. They're all good. That's the thing. It's kind of like people argue over like Star Wars and stuff. You know, for example,
Empire.
people get all over me because I don't think Empire's number is the best. You know,
Are you a Jedi guy?
No, I'm a New Hope.
Okay, all right. I can understand that.
My order is super goofy. It's 4, 1, 4, 1, 6. Yeah, I know. I know. It's very weird. 4, 1, 6. 3, 5, 2. I know it's total. And then we got 3 more coming up starting this December. So that'll probably make my list even more.
It's all going to toss up. I'm sure it's going to be all over the place.
I got one more here to read. We're going to watch it. It's only 2 minutes. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Fastest TKO of Mike Tyson. The whole reason you play the game. 2 minutes and 29 seconds for Jason Stanley. Couldn't get a picture of him or couldn't get us holding down, but maybe we'll get him on the show. And this is where we can kind of start a little conversation too. So I don't follow this title. Do you know much about Punch Out, Don?
I do actually. Yeah, I played a lot of Punch Out. That was, as a matter of fact, that is the first game that I really started recording scores for back in like '98. I found Twin Galaxies on the internet. And Punch Out was a game that I always loved, and that was really what I would say got me into competitive records for video games.
Yeah, and I like the format of the game too. Just you set the code up, and you just per level is the track. And this we get in this conversation. Wes, just reading the chat, Jason Stanley, no pick, no hometown sounds sketchy to me. That's a great comment. I instant message everybody to try to get their picture. You can contest to it. I know I instant messaged you, Don, for this stuff. Yes. So I just didn't get a reply from Jason. And, it's to be honest, this is kind of one-sided. I get to pick which goes on this show instead of reading every single record. So wish you could have got a hold of him in a picture. Maybe next time we will. But
this is a really outstanding record for Tyson, because unlike a lot of the other fighters, Tyson there's a lot of randomness in his fighting, and he is super fast. He blinks. You'll get that quick blink before he throws a punch. But knocking him down, to be honest, beating him in 3 rounds that's an achievement. Beating him in 1 round, that's like a super achievement. I mean, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, I can't. I'm terrible at. I'm terrible at all NES games. I'm
an NES junkie.
My parents wouldn't buy me a Nintendo. I had an Intellivision till I saved up enough money to get a Sega Genesis. So there's only everybody else had a Nintendo, but not me. So that's just how it is. So like I said, I know I'm a Genesis fanboy when it comes to everything else. So
yeah. I'm with you. I'm a Nintendo fanboy because the NES was all I had. I had a Atari 2600, and then I got an NES for my 11th birthday. And to be honest, until I was an adult, that's the only system I ever had. I was a PC gamer for many years, but the NES was really the only, and still near and dear to my heart.
That's awesome. It's how I was with Sega, and I guess I still had the Intellivision because probably from '96 till I found Twin Galaxies, I just played PC games, and that was pretty much it. But then when I found out about Twin Galaxies in 2001, the collection just started, and now I got too many games to even play, too many systems to even play. So
when Twin Galaxies started accepting records again, I got a little excited, I guess. And when the adjudication process really kicked off, and I bought an NES. So I'd sold my previous NES because I'm an idiot, basically. And I bought a new NES, a Super Nintendo, a GameCube, an N64. I already had a Wii, and I just went a little berserker. My wife thought I was crazy, and she's right. But
yeah, pretty much a lot of us are too. I mean, you sit there and you watch Mason's run. Oh, man, you're crazy. You're just going back doing that, but it's all in fun, and it's a passion of many of us too. So
very much so, very much so.
Don, kind of asked you some interview. We kind of already kind of segued into that. I'm just going to kind of interview you here.
Sure.
If you just want to click on his mug instead of my mug, you can in the bottom left-hand corner.
I don't know. So I think he's probably more handsome than me, so you might not want to.
I'll trust me. I'm gonna play some video games in probably like 2 or 3 minutes. So you guys can watch that instead of our faces, or you can just turn off the monitor, listen to your headphones.
There you go.
I guess I might be asking these questions to a lot of the same gamers, but I guess we already kind of covered it a little. How was your first experience to finding out about Twin Galaxies?
So I was in my military days. I was actually stationed at the Pentagon at the time, and it was around '98, and the internet was like a thing now. Like, so in '98 the internet kind of took off, and I started researching Punch-Out records, just kind of on a whim. And I found the Twin Galaxies database online, and I got super excited. And I actually bought an All-in-Wonder. I don't know if you guys remember the ATI All-in-Wonder, which was a video capture card back in the day, very sophisticated for its time.
Oh, yeah. And I still got mine. Did it come with the silver remote?
I think it did. I don't think I ever used it, though, but I think it did. And then, I was, back in the day, I was the king of the heap because I had a Pentium 2 400 megahertz system. Sorry, going nerdy here, but ACI All-in-Wonder and a Diamond Monster 3D2 or something like that. I can't remember, but I had this crazy setup. I was a military guy. I was single. I had nothing to spend my money on, so it all went to computers and video games, and it's crazy. But so that's how I found out about Twin Galaxies, was looking it up there. And I think I lost him. Is he still there? I don't know. I have a delay. Guys in the chat, is everything okay? Oh no, we lost his video feed. Well, I'll continue interviewing myself. Gosh. Well, what can I talk about? Tetris. I'm a big Tetris guy. I started playing. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I've got all the power now. Get rid of that. Now I finally got rid of that mic guy. So I used to play Tetris back in the day, and I only had 5 games. I grew up pretty poor, and I didn't have a lot to do. I grew up in the Midwest, so I played a lot of Tetris. Say something rude, Don. I'm reading the chat. Sorry, Kernsey, you can't. I'm not only because I'm representing here, it's just I'm just a nice guy. I don't say rude things except in the forums, which is when I'm totally rude. So I hear noise. I think he's coming back. We'll keep going. So, chat guys, what do you guys want to talk about? Original PSP is on there. Patrick Scott Patterson, I think, if I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, Midwest. I grew up in Ohio. Now, Patrick, I don't know how to actually add you on here. I don't know if I can. So otherwise, I would totally add you on here. But sadly, I have to look at my mug for now. Talk about the MK Wizard. Wes, good call on that. So he got rejected. His submission got rejected, which means his record should go away. And I checked earlier today, and they have not gone away yet. So I don't know what's going to go on there. And the question also is 6-month ban or lifetime ban. Now, I posted my thoughts in the forum. Maybe I'm a bit of a hard case, so I think lifetime ban, simply because how can we ever trust this guy again? A lot of people think should give the guy a second chance. I mean, that could be argued. I'm probably a little too strict in my opinions. Like I said, I'm a little bit of a hard case. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about lifetime ban or... oh, he's back on. I think Mike's coming back on. But lifetime ban for Mike? No, I'm kidding. For the MK Wizard guy? Or 6-month ban? What do you think is more appropriate? Wes says he was banned by the previous ownership. I read about that. I didn't know he was actually banned, although I know there was like some issues about his records there. I think he was also banned from, is it SDA? Was he banned from SDA? Speed Demos Archive? I think maybe. I'm not sure if I remember that correctly or not. But this guy is definitely a repeat offender. He's got some issues there. Part of me says ban him for life. Part of me says ban him for life. Both parts of me say ban him for life. I just think that's the way to go. I feel bad for the guy on a personal level, but I mean, those rules are there for a purpose, and if you go easy, it's just going to encourage other cheaters, is my thought. Original PSP. Interesting. So Patrick Scott Patterson may be in the chat, or maybe it's an imposter. I don't know. F Symbol says life ban. No questions. An example must be set. Wolfman seems to agree and proposes hanging him, which I think is a little extreme, in my opinion. I think lifetime ban is probably sufficient, but let's see. Yeah, F Symbols, and F Symbols, it reminds me, not only did he cheat, he did cheat, but then he did not immediately fess up to it. And he lied. He said he got hacked. He said it was a big joke. So, I mean, not only did he cheat, but he lied to cover up his cheating. And that, to me, just is lack of moral fiber. I don't know. That just seems like I would say ban him. I did create an account on DKF, Donkey Kong forums, and I did that because not because I'm a big Donkey Kong fan, although who isn't. I did it because I'm in the MAME Olympics, which is going on now. Unfortunately, registrations are closed, but you can watch the scores go up. There are 4 teams, and I don't remember the team names, but just MAME Olympics. I posted a Tetris score for arcade Tetris, which I had not really previously played, 400,000 points, which is, I think, a pretty decent score. Although, interestingly, Harry Hong has the world record for MAME Tetris, which is 4 million points. So I'm hoping to go to the Portland Retro Expo this year out in Portland, obviously, out in October. I'd love to be able to beat Harry Hong's record and then go meet him in Portland, and hopefully he wouldn't slap me. I'd like to shake his hand and not get slapped, but if I beat his record, maybe I will. Might even be worth it. Who knows? But I think that would be a lot of fun. Let's see. Let me read the comments. Oh, and Wes is in the competition. Obviously, Wolfman is in the competition as well. He's the leader of my team, which I think we're in last place, but I don't know. What else? What else do you guys want to talk about? I can talk about Tetris forever, so I don't want to do that. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm assuming Mike is trying to come back online. If not, welcome to the Don Atreides show. I'm your host, Don Atreides. And let's see. What else do we have to talk about? A lot of stuff. EverDrive. We're going to touch on that. EverDrive is the first, which I think, I'm not going to say emulation cart. It's a flash cart, basically meaning you can put ROMs on it and then play them on your real Nintendo hardware. The advantage being that you're playing on real hardware. The disadvantage being that the ROM files are potentially corrupt or the wrong ones or hacked or whatever. And I realize people think I'm paranoid, even though we just had that guy who spliced, footage together to cheat. Thankfully got caught. But I realize that makes me a little paranoid. Andrew Me would probably be saying, Don, you're being paranoid. And he's probably right. I'm to the extreme edge of veracity when it comes to stuff like that. But what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think? The first record's been approved for EverDrive. Do you guys think I'm being a little bit... Oh, Mike's back. I hear his voice.
I am back. Yes, thank you, Don. I watched you from my phone. That was excellent. Put him back on the main screen. Don't put me on. He's great. I'm finding my replacement. Just like Jon Stewart and Letterman are going. I think it's time to bring on a new...
Hey, guys.
I couldn't replace you.
Hey, Neil.
Hey, I just want to know, do you want Skype open for this? We can open Skype and have some of the guys.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
All right, we're going to open Skype. So anyone out there in chat who wants to Skype in, go to Twin Galaxies Live right now. Click on one of the blue buttons below from 3 through 8, and you can Skype in and start chatting with these guys. If you have any questions or just want to chime in on the conversation. Welcome back, Mike. If you want, I can put him back in the main screen if you...
It's up to him. I was going to play some Wolfenstein here shortly, so our conversation is great, but
yeah, I'll put him back in. You can play some Wolfenstein in the smaller window. How's that?
Heck yeah, that's better for everybody.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right. Well,
Skype
I will try to
open.
stand up to Wolfenstein.
Now
there's all this pressure. I got to be better than Wolfenstein.
No, you don't. I'm not that good at it either. What did I ask you? I forgot. Oh man. Who were we on the subject of?
Let's see what we were talking about.
Oh, the flash card.
Oh,
Flash
yes. So the EverDrive N8.
Yeah.
And Wes just made a good comment in there about proper ROM use. Basically, I think you should do an instructional video. He's very, very knowledgeable on the subject, and it's important to get the ROMs from a good place. So I think we're going to need to do some kind of database or just something, even just so people don't accidentally use the wrong one.
First you have the accidental, and then obviously, we do still have cheaters, obviously, because we found them. Are people going to go and for example, there's ways you could cheat very unnoticeable, we'll say. I mean, we'll probably, more than likely, the community will still catch them, but alt changing the ROM itself and trying to disguise it as the same code. Now, I bet there's an expert out there. If you could please chime in and tell me, there's a way to do it and this is how to protect it, please call us or put it on the text and prove me wrong. But that's my only fear of the flashcards. That's all.
This is the voice of Twin Galaxies.
Oh, grow, man. Oh.
Chiming in on this particular issue.
Oh, wow.
We actually have a copy of every ROM that there is. And part of some of the work we're doing is creating a referential database so that in the future, when the Twin Galaxies client is released, it can actually check the ROM against the known accepted ROM for any alteration. So we are thinking about that issue for the future. Just FYI, just wanted to chime in there. Didn't mean to intrude on your show.
I asked the question and I got the answer.
That's excellent.
We're thinking of all of that stuff. Absolutely. Back to you.
Thank you. I love that. I love when people come in and do that. It's great. We need PSAs on this show too. Well, actually, I kind of wanted to. When I was listening to you, you did a great job kind of hosting the show there while I was gone. I'm glad for the people. What do we do with the cheaters? 6 months. I mean, granted, Jace. I'm assuming Jace is going to be on after us. Maybe we'll get a calling from him that he is still coming tonight after our show, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. 7.
There will be a State of the Galaxies. It'll be about 30 minutes long, and it will follow the Great Settle It on the Screen show. Thank you for listening.
He's like an airline pilot. We've now reached 30,000 feet. If you'd like to move about the cabin.
If you'd like to submit your world's record and be known the greatest players, just submit it to me. It's so much fun. I guess I'll bring my opinion into it. I'm kind of in the same spot where you are. It's like, obviously he's been banned by the previous owners of Twin Galaxies. Now here again, it's caught cheating. It's just like, how many times do you trust people and allow them back in? I always look at it as as time goes on, you review it then. It's banned indefinitely, but then if there's something that can be proved in the future that could be trusted, or if there is a way that the gamer can, I don't know. It's really tough.
That's a difficult
People
one.
do change. People do change,
Yeah. I don't know if to be honest, I don't know if he would change, only because I've heard that he's been banned from other places, and someone in the chat mentioned that he'd been banned from Twin Galaxies previously. So it sounds like he's a repeat offender. But Jace mentioned possibly giving him a 6-month ban only. And although I don't know if that would work for him, it certainly might be an option for other people. But honestly, just don't cheat, right? I
don't get it.
If I can, the one of the things that really bothers me about this cheating, and I get really, I would say emotional, but it really does bother me, because if I'm playing poker with someone and they cheat, they're cheating for money, right? There's a reason that they're cheating. That doesn't make it better. But, did we lose Mike again?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm just goofing off now. I'm trying to play
right. If someone cheats you at poker, they're getting money out of it. But for video game world records, the only thing that you get from setting a record or from achieving something is that achievement. There's
Yeah.
right now there's not even a certificate, which hopefully there will be, but there's nothing. And if you cheat, then you don't even get that. You don't even get the satisfaction saying, I achieved this. So there's really no motivation for cheating other than, like, I just don't understand it. I can't wrap my brain around it.
I mean, you wrecked the record. I mean, you wreck it for yourself. I mean,
yeah.
that's well. This is like when it comes to hackers too. The joy they get is beating the system. Or, for example, if this record did go through, it wouldn't be the joy of holding the world record. It would be the joy of beating the system, actually cheating and getting away with it. So that's the reward for them. Is my only magic. I'm not a psychologist or anything, but you are really just cheating yourself.
I haven't played Wolfenstein 3D since the 486 days, and I had it on. I didn't even have a computer. It was my friend's computer. Played Wolfenstein 3D.
You know what?
I mean, that was for its time. It was groundbreaking.
Oh yeah, and I had a 486 with 2 megs of RAM, and the thing that upsetted me the most is when Doom came out. I couldn't play Doom because Doom required 4 megs of RAM. It was like, you gotta be kidding me. And back then it was like, I don't know, an extra $200, and I was like 12 or something. I probably shouldn't have been playing this game either, or Doom at least.
Yeah. Wolfenstein was just such a great game for its time. My wife speaks German, and as an adult, I was playing Wolfenstein, just goofing around one day, and so when the guys get shot, they're saying "Mein Leben." I'm probably saying that wrong. We're probably German viewers who are like,
well, that's how it sounds in the game,
right? Exactly. Well, that's how I always knew it, and it means my life. And I'm like, that's kind of weird now. I feel bad that I'm killing these guys, but now that I know,
they're just sprites. They're sprites. They're not people. They're sprites.
Wes Copeland wants to track Desert Bus, the infamous game where you drive a desert bus. What is from hours? I think it's 8 hours.
I guess it'd be endurance because it's the most amount of points. But
you can only get 1 point.
No, you can keep getting points if you keep going back and forth. If you keep going back and forth, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think there should ever be a record for that, other than like maybe I think they actually did a. Sorry, I'm rambling now.
They do a stream every year,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And they counted how many passes they did. I mean, people took turns playing it and stuff. It's just hitting left on your D-pad, and it's a game that was never released. I think it's just because I'm not sure.
I gotta look it up. It was released, or it was released in very limited quantities. Is this Marky D says, "Is this a Maze screensaver?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I remember there used to be a screensaver that looked just like this. Good stuff. Although in this one you get to shoot Nazis, so I never got to shoot Nazis in a screensaver before.
No.
Interestingly, in this game, other countries, the Nazi symbol is basically outlawed, so you couldn't kill Nazis. They had to change all the graphics. A lot of interesting things. Ninja Gaiden, it's a game I enjoy very much. It's called Shadow Warriors in other countries. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. I don't understand what the word ninja, something around, is objectionable. I think in Europe, can any European players vouch for that?
I have no idea.
Any PAL guys?
If you guys want to join in the chat is open for our show. So please, TG Live 3 through 8, come on in the show. Coming up next is Jace Hall and State of the Galaxies. Did I hit this right? Yeah. There we go. So Don, kind of went off subject. Power went out on me and all that good stuff. Is there any, I think you have 1 or 2 in submission. Is there any world records you're planning on going for?
Oh, like all of them.
Just like all of them? Oh, sweet.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much all of them. Let's see, actually. So on my background of my laptop, the wallpaper is basically just little icons that represent each game that I've either beaten or that I want to beat. And it kind of gives me motivation. Not that I need motivation to play video games, but it, helps me keep track. And not that I would lose track. I don't know. It's pretty much an ego thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So looking at my background, I have Ninja Gaiden on there. Ninja Gaiden is a game that I've wanted to beat for a long time. I mean, I've beaten it. I have the record on the Wii Virtual Console, which is some horrible time, like 17 minutes. Shameful time, to be honest.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the world record is 12 minutes and 30 seconds, which I think is Christian Emanuelson, a.k.a. Arctic Eagle, and I envy him. I am jealous of that record. I don't know if I'll get that time, but I'm hoping to get close by stealing all of his techniques. I've said it publicly. But I also want to do Contra. I want to do Contra Max Out, the extreme settings, because Contra is a game I know pretty well. Blaster Master is one of the. I had like 5 games as a kid.
Hell yeah, Blaster Master. Let's do that one weekend and stream it. I'll commentate.
Blaster Master is a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Truly,
that's one of the NES games I was jealous of when I did have one.
Yeah, Blaster Master is a fantastic game. And then some oddball titles like Little Nemo the Dream Master, which looks like a kid's game, but if it was designed for kids, it was designed by people who hate children. Yeah, truly, because it is. I played it. It is a hard game. It is not. I mean, I'm not saying it's super hard, but there's no way a child is playing this game, which is kind of weird because why do they go with the kiddie theme? I don't know, but it is a very difficult game. And Zombie Raid and MAME, I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually going to be doing some singing records for real.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, I promise I will not sing any songs that I'm horrible on. Like even if I could get the world record on it, I'm not going to sing it. If I'm screaming in falsetto the whole time, I'm not going to do that.
What game?
Well, probably just Guitar Hero, Rock Band, and I'm a big rhythm game guy. So.
Oh, cool! Some competition for me. All right.
Oh, do you have a lot of rhythm game records?
I have a lot of. Yeah, oh yeah, the majority of my 364 scores or whatever. Yeah, they're mostly. I don't say yeah, a lot of them are Rock Band. Yeah.
Are they okay? What guitar, bass, or drums?
It's guitar, bass, some drums, a lot of vocals. I kind of spent too much time on Green Day, but that's one of my favorite groups. So
yeah, that's understandable though. I mean, the Green Day is great. So Wes Copeland says that I'm going for a DK kill screen. Not true, but I wouldn't rule it out either. I do like Donkey Kong. I played it one time just for a little bit to see if I could kind of understand the appeal of it, and I totally understand it. I know why people love it. It's a great game. The controls are great. It has that super classic feel for obvious reasons. Just really well designed. From what I understand, Donkey Kong was the first game designed by that designer. I don't remember his name. And hopefully he's in a jacuzzi somewhere on a private island. I don't know. Probably not. But that was, but that's a really great game. I totally understand the appeal.
What about on the NES? I love it on the NES, actually. I always joke about how I'm going to burn some Donkey Kong machines down. I'm sick and tired of talking about it. But I love it on the NES for sure. It's so much fun on that platform as well. The arcade is fun too. I'm just,
Oh yeah, no. There's a lot of great ports for it. Even the I think it's one for the Atari 2600. Actually, I'm certain there is one on the Atari 2600, which I've never played. That's not entirely true. I played it once, like when it first came out, when I was like, minus 7 years old or something. I don't remember, but I just remember the white cartridge for the Atari 2600. But yeah, it's a great game. I might play it on the NES, although I think is it Corey Chambers? I'm sorry, Corey, if I'm misremembering. He goes by Donkey Kong Genius on the forums?
Yeah, that's Corey. Yeah,
is that Corey?
That's Corey.
I'm actually friends with him on Facebook, but I have difficulty between the forum name and the real name. Like
I know that's why and that's why I have the name. Well, on Twin Galaxies, unfortunately, I use my old gamer name, but any new website I use, I always put my real name just because it's just too much nowadays. I understand why we use gamer tags and stuff, but it's like,
I'm pretty sure any score posted on the NES for Donkey Kong, Corey'd probably snatch it up. But that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, you know. It's just
That's
more
the fun part.
competition, the better. Yeah.
That's why I love Twin Galaxies. It gives me a reason to enjoy the games again. Not to say that I can't enjoy a video game again, but to be honest, I saw a score for Wolfenstein on, since actually this is a subject we were planning on talking about before the show, is that Twin Galaxies stopped accepting world records for PC, and now we got Andrew Me submitting pinball scores, and of course that got me into the mood of looking through them, and I saw the score for Wolfenstein. I'm like, well, I know I can beat Wolfenstein episode 1. I probably can get a score. Here I go. It's not so much I'm enjoying playing it. I was enjoying watching other people speedrun it last night on Twitch. Commander Keen speedrunner guy was on last night playing this, and that's what's so awesome about Twin Galaxies. It revives some old memories for everybody and new friends too.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I believe there's a Super Nintendo version of Wolfenstein, and if I'm wrong about that, so you could probably submit it under current rules. Is that right? Yep. But that said, of course, the PC is different, and the controls are different and much better, in my opinion.
Gotta play the keyboard.
Yeah, keyboard, mouse.
And I don't use
Wolfenstein.
I don't use WASD. I still use the arrow keys for Wolfenstein too.
I did for the longest time. I used the arrow keys. In fact, I still don't use WASD. I have a Nostromo, so it basically alleviates that problem. So it's technically WAS, but not really.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it depends on the game. Like, for example, I play Counter-Strike. Yes, I'm using WAS, just because it was the nature of the game when it came out,
Right.
When people see me play Doom, they're like, what the heck are you, how you play? I'm like, it's just how I played the game when it first came out. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I use page up. I use page up and page down to aim. So what? Like Duke Nukem. I use page up or A and Z to aim up and fly up and stuff like that with the jetpack. That's how I'm used to it.
I did that all the way up into and including Quake.
Oh no!
Yeah, I did Quake, page up, page down, and a friend of mine came into me and said, like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Why are you not using the mouse on Quake?" And I felt like an idiot, but I used to be a big Unreal Tournament guy too, like a lot. So I don't know if any of you guys used to play Unreal Tournament, but I went by Mary Poppins was my name on Unreal Tournament, and so if you've ever fragged me, let me know. But I played Unreal Tournament a lot. I heard that they're coming out with a new one, so I'm very excited about that. What 64 records are you going for? Oh, Commodore 64 they're talking about. Someone also mentioned there's a really good version of Donkey Kong on the Commodore 64.
Yeah, that one's too.
Oh, okay, I've never seen it, but there's so many good ports of Donkey Kong, it seems like.
Oh, yeah. There's one that's really bad, but it's the Intellivision version's pretty bad, but there's still a competitiveness to it. Somebody got the world record, re-announced it, I think in the first week of our show. Nice. I'm drawing a blank. 249,000. I know his name. Oh well. Feel bad. Can't remember everything. So, well, cool.
Good stuff.
Excellent. If any of you guys want to chime in, sign into Twin Galaxies Live 3 through 8. Click the little button if you're watching from twingalaxies.com/live, and that's where you should be watching us. So you can choose which camera you want to watch. I'm Michael Sroka, and I'm here with Don Atreides. We're talking about some world records of his, general the Twin Galaxies database, and anything that you guys want to talk about. Please chime in. We can see your chat. Any other questions for Don? Please go ahead. So Jace Hawley is coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific for State of the Galaxies. So please stay tuned if that's what you're waiting for.
So I have a quick question for everyone about is anyone going to the Portland Retro Expo in Portland in October?
I'm not, sadly.
Yeah, there's a big Tetris Classics competition, World Tetris Championships Classics. I'm sure I butchered that name, but is there. And if you guys have never seen the Ecstasy of Order Tetris Masters. That is a great. Oh, I didn't tell you guys my Thor Ackerland story. I have a great Thor Ackerland story. So, if you guys don't know Thor Ackerland, he's the guy, kid. I guess he was probably a kid at the time, who won the Nintendo World Championships back in the day. If you've ever seen The Wizard,
In my opinion, the most famous. I think he's more famous than when it comes to video game players, and everybody says, "Oh, Billy Mitchell, Altered." I think Thor is actually a little bit more famous.
arguably Thor.
I think so.
And so I had my Game Boy record, which was Game Boy Tetris. I'm sorry, level 0, height 5. And I did really well. It took me about 6 hours, which is a little ridiculous. But I got 5 Tetrises, 1 triple, and like 2 singles. And I got a great score on it. I have the world record now. And I'm like, so I got a little cocky, and I was on Facebook, and I'm friends with Thor on Facebook. And I foolishly posted, look at my score. No one's ever going to beat it. I permanently got this thing. So a friend of mine chimed in and said, challenge accepted, and he would just mess around. He's not even a Tetris player, but he would just, kind of messing with me. And I said, I tell you what, I'll bet you $100 that you can't beat my score. If you beat it, you prove it, I will give you $100. And so Thor Ackerland chimed in. He said, $100? I said, no, hang on. I said, this is not open to Thor Ackerland. Let's be clear. I said, Thor, if you beat my record, I will cry. I will give you a hearty handshake, and then I will cry some more. And he said, gonna go get a Game Boy, be right back. So, we all said, ha, and laughed and whatever. 20 minutes later, Thor Ackerland posts a photo of his Game Boy, beat my record handily. I think it was like I had 5 Tetrises, he had 6. His score was like 7,000. I was crushed. I'm like, oh, Thor, why would you do that? And, of course, the reason is because I was being cocky, and he was perfectly right to do it. But that was my Thor Ackerland. So Robin Mahara famously was like, damn you, Thor, because Robin Mahara was the second-place guy in the Nintendo World Championships. Kind of harbored a grudge against Thor for many years. Hopefully that's accurate. Robin Mahara doesn't yell at me for saying that. I don't think he will, though.
No.
Yeah. And so I have now my own, much less impressive, but equally painful, damn you, Thor story of Thor Ackerland beating my record. So now I feel cheap, though, because I have this record in the database, but I know Thor beat it. So
Oh, so you're just like, that's not the world record. Don't call it.
It's not the world record anymore. I got to go play it again.
I know. I feel that way. A lot of stuff that when it comes to this show, sometimes I've had this discussion before about speed runs. I kind of scour the internet before I try to read them and stuff like that. And that's kind of how I feel about my scores too. I did me and the former host Josh Houselander, we did a Smash Brothers team world record. I love doing team world records just because you're sharing it with somebody else. And one night we were just trying, and we were terrible, just terrible. And then we weren't recording. We were just playing for fun, trying to beat it. And then, of course, we beat it. And all our friends were like, what are you doing? Because they're all over. And then we hit the record button, and then we beat it by an extra second and a half. And we're just
nice.
oh, it's so awesome. Submit it, Twin Galaxies, what do you call it? Accepts it. The referee verified it. And I don't know, cookies on my web browser or whatever. I'm on YouTube. And one of the things that come up is the same gameplay of the same record that me and Josh submitted for 2 record player. So I clicked on it, and it was somebody else playing it a whole second and a half faster. And I was just like, I'm all deflated. And then somebody in one of the referees or one of the article writers for the old Twin Galaxies kind of wrote a forum post about congratulating on my score. I'm just like, I feel so deflated now.
It's painful.
And then I go, it's a Twin Galaxies record. But
so Phil mentioned Thor posted less than an hour, 20 minutes. Took Thor 20 minutes, including finding his Game Boy and posting the screenshot. It was sad. But you mentioned the 2-player, and I don't know if anyone has seen it, but there is, well, obviously some people have seen it, but there is a a Double Dragon 2-player Double Dragon 2 from France, and that was a lot of fun to watch. It was great to watch. They do some point pressing, which was a little boring, but then once they get past that, it's very exciting. And maybe I'm a simpleton, but when they're like yelling at each other in French, I just thought that was awesome because they're like getting so excited. And we had the Alex from Japan post a Famicom record for Ice Climber. I just love seeing the international players coming in, like, Twin Galaxies an international scoreboard. Seeing international people come in is fantastic. I love it.
Oh, it's great. And when you mention the team scores, I am. I guess this is something I can ask Jace in the next half hour here. But I know some people are submitting team scores and stuff, but that's kind of what I'm really gearing up for. I love Bubble Bobble, and there's a 4-player Bubble Bobble record that is just, there's so much communication and so much disappointment in your teammates too when they make a silly mistake, that when you do actually get that high score, I mean, with 2 people it's great, but when you get 4 people to all gather around and do it together, it's so much fun. I mean, it's just the camaraderie of doing it.
Here's my advice: if you're not married yet and you want to get married, play Contra on 2 players. If you beat the game and you haven't literally physically killed each other, then it was meant to be.
Oh, it's meant to be. I said there might be a chance. Where if you're yelling at each other, you know what, honey?
Exactly. If somebody doesn't throw the NES out the window, I mean, get married, because I mean that's love.
That's awesome. Well, if anybody, you guys have any other questions, I believe we'll probably be off the air here in a few minutes. So thank you all for joining us. For those of you who are new to joining us, I am seeing some new names I've never seen before. You're watching Settle It on the Screen. Basically, we're here to cover the news, interview the world record holders of the Twin Galaxies database, go over some stuff. Coming up next, I know I'm a little long-winded today. Coming up next is Jace Hall, custodian of Twin Galaxies, with State of the Galaxies, which is up next. Thank you so much, Don, for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I was planning actually to call you probably in 2 to 3 weeks, but I kind of had a panic too. I didn't have any other hosts, and I didn't want to just do a gameplay tonight, so it worked out. So thanks so much. Anything you're anticipating, real quick? You got anything else to say to anybody else, real quick?
No, keep submitting records, guys. They're great. I love watching them. And I think the sense of community is great. It's great to see new players coming in, especially international players. It's awesome.
Yes, it is. It is very awesome. Everything is going in a very fun way, and there might be more news and more developments coming up in the next half an hour, so please stay tuned. Like I said, we're going to have Mason Kramer on in 2 weeks, Super Mario Bros. 3 Extreme Settings World Record. So stay tuned for that. And, of course, we'll be back next week announcing new world records here on Settle It on the Screen. So for myself, Michael Sroka, and Don Atreides, world record holder on Shinobi for the NES, thanks for joining us.